Hello and welcome back, everybody. I'm, of course, Low Cobra X coming at you, not live, of course. I never do these things live anymore because the computer I have is complete and utter bullshit. Um, what are we talking about today? Well, obviously we got purple around us, so we're going to talk about Baltimore, baby. All day long, we have Lamar Jackson. This is within the last week, guys. I have not been on here. I apologize. But Lamar Jackson was franchise tagged. Now, we also have to, today, when I recorded this, is the 1st, February 1st. Official news today, earlier this morning. Tom Brady has officially retired. And like to thank him for basically 2/3 of my life that I've been alive. He's been playing football. So that being said, yeah, guys, he's been playing for what, 23 years? Was it? First ballot Hall of Famer, amazing quarterback, the GOAT, the man, 7 Super Bowl rings, so many playoff appearances. It's sad to say that that playoff game was the last one we ever see of Brady. As far as we can tell, his video that he came out with today was also very sincere, and you could just tell that he was very emotional. This is it. This is what we got. Like I said, Lamar was, but after all that, thank you, Brady. Thank you, Tom, for everything you've done. And bring everybody all these things. And let me tell you, there's been a few, yeah, I hate this guy moves, but I don't really hate him. I just, get into the whole, you're a fan of the Baltimore Ravens. You're supposed to be, like, not liking this guy. Because he always beats us in the AFC. So, of course, there's some resentment there. But, it's all good. Actually, the last few years, probably 5 or 6 years, 5 years of his career, I've been liking him more and more and more, regardless of what happens. Especially that Atlanta Falcons 28-3 comeback, Super Bowl game. Sorry, Matty Ice. But that being said, I'd like to talk about Lamar and his future options, and along with, of course, he's being franchise tag. I could not, right off the top of my head, remember if it was exclusive or not. I don't even know if we know those details yet. Inform me, leave comments below if you guys have any updated news, anything you guys want me to talk about in the future. Of course, I would love to talk about it. Yes, facial hair is gone, by the way, guys. Yes, you can see my fatty neck and all this wonderful, not really wonderfulness. Screwed up shaving, and here we are. Now I look like a kid again. Just a fat kid. Anyways. Things I want to look out for. Wide receivers to look at. Now, I've been looking at a few wide receivers for a while now that I think might fit the Baltimore mold. First of all, because the senior guys, and they don't like to get young talent, but here's a few guys that are, a little younger, and a few guys that are obviously in their 30s or early 30s, like what they normally would get. First and foremost, I'm going to say potential in free agency. Juju Smith-Schuster. Yes, he's with the Super Bowl going Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, which we'll also get to talk about them a little bit later on, but only for a different reason. Congrats to the Chiefs making it to the Super Bowl, by the way. And also congratulations to the Eagles making it. Many of you who, very little people who know me, know that actually before I became into the NFL, I played a game called 2K5. And that's the game that got me into watching football, got me into playing Madden today, and everything in between. Let's see. That game had, I believe it was Terrell Owens on the cover as the Eagles. And I played as them and instantly fell in love with the Eagles because of that team in general. Which funny, I'm speaking about this because Andy Reid was the head coach at the time, so I liked the coach right off the bat. You had boys like men, actually, not boys. You had men like Donovan McNabb, great, great guy. There's safety with Brian Dawkins. Oh, what a great guy. Couple good receivers, Terrell Owens and company. Their defense was great. Their offense was good. It sucks that, again, Tom Brady beating them in that Super Bowl. But, time goes on, marches on. Like I said, though, congrats to both teams making it to the Super Bowl. Should be a really good matchup. Andy Reid facing his old team. There's so many storylines to cover. The brothers, Jason and Travis Kelsey, going up against each other as well. So many nice little storylines. But anyways, right into it. I think Juju Smith-Schuster, he would be a good slot, big-bodied receiver for Baltimore. They could bring him in, I think, relatively cheap because of the deal that he had with the Chiefs. I don't think it was that expensive. And he just fits that mold. Lamar needs somebody, a big-body receiver. He can just, other than Mark Andrews, of course. He's a beast in his own right. Very good, very athletic. I think Juju, still young. He's been in this league for a while, but I still think he's only like 26 or 27 years old. I think he started when he was 19 and 20. So, and a former Steeler, it'd be fun to have him on the opposite side of the ball. And I just think it would be a good fit for him. I think this is actually the best move for them without breaking the bank. But I feel that they, of course, retaining Bateman. I think they retain Duvernay. And I think they re-sign the person, wide receiver I think we get to re-sign. I would like to see Robinson be re-signed. I think those would be good, solid pieces to start. And then you add in a Juju Smith-Schuster or this other guy I'm going to say was Tavares Landry. He'd be another good addition, another decent receiver can go outside and in through the trenches. Another one, I know this is a free agent. I don't know if he'll stay the team he's at, or with Brady being retired, but or the concerns of being healthy, and that would be one of which is Julio Jones. We all know what he used to do. We all know that we've seen glimpses of it towards the end of the season for Brady, helping him out big time in big chunks. He can still play. It's clear. Now, the question mark behind him is, can he stay healthy? And I believe if he does, he would be a huge asset to Lamar Jackson. And it would open so much up for those boys. And those are the three guys I really think in free agency we should actually target besides our own guys. Because free agency, really, wide receiver room doesn't look that great. I think trade looks more of a option for us than ever before for a wide receiver. And then again, who knows? Maybe Lamar, while they're doing franchise tag, and they're probably still trying to work out on a long-term deal, so they don't. If they have the exclusive tag, then that's 44, 45 million, somewhere in there, that he'll be getting that. And that's all against the cap. None spread out nowhere. It's just boom, there. And I believe with the new numbers of the franchise, or the new numbers for the salary cap, sorry, my apologies, going up so much as it did, I think Baltimore's still around 26 million or so. I could be wrong. Again, leave a comment at the bottom, correct me. 28 maybe, whatever. So that 45 million, we'd have to be doing a lot of work. So obviously that's not ideal, and that's not something they want to do. So I believe a deal does get done after this franchise tag. I don't think he's going anywhere. I really don't. I really. It's hard to know in the NFL whether people is BSing and how to what extent. I really do believe that Lamar is probably going to have a say in, like, not only does he get a say in the offensive coordinator, I think he's going to have a good input in that. I think that he's going to want another receiver. And those three guys in free agency are guys that he may or may not want. I don't know. But those are the guys, my three picks for free agency. Now, trades. I think that there could be three possible players for trading as well. And then after the trades for the wide receivers, I'm going to talk about the offensive coordinators' possibilities for the future of that franchise. If Harbaugh goes in the same direction that they've been doing, obviously it's not working, please switch it up. So anyways, three guys I think Baltimore should trade. And I think one of these should be a sign and trade for Peters. Marcus Peters, I think, is going to be the casualty. I know he's good. He's great. I think since the last 5 or 6 years, I think he has the most interceptions out of any other active player in the secondary. But I'm not 100% sure. I think he has 32 or 33 interceptions in his career, which is just phenomenal within itself. Like I said, I think that if they do re-sign him, it's going to be a sign and trade because there's people that want cornerbacks that have wide receivers in this league, and they might just accept somebody that good like that, and that way they can equal up their cap as well, and maybe it won't affect them quite as bad. I don't know. I'd love to keep Marcus Peters and Humphreys on the outside. That would be great. But I just don't see that happening with the way how much you can't have everything and then add in more. You got to give up some key pieces in order to get other new key pieces within the organization. That being said, I think either a trade is happening somehow. I don't have exact scenarios on all of these, but I think maybe it includes a sign and trade with Peters. That's all I've got to say because that's one of the most logical things in my head. That keeps rolling around in my head. Now, I'm going to have to say three players. One is DeAndre Hopkins. D-Hop, I think, again, with him is injuries lately, little injuries here and there. He is also 30. He will be 31 here soon by the time the season starts. So that the age thing they always go for 30 and up receivers. I don't know why our number one receivers are typically, apart from Bateman, typically they're 30, ages 30 and up. All those receivers I listed above for free agency, besides Juju, are 30 and up also. Here's another one that would play for the future for Lamar. And I think this one is a stretch because I don't think that the Dolphins be willing to get rid of him because he's such a good receiver. He's a young receiver. But I think Waddle, Waddle, you sign him. He's very young. I think he's 20, will be 23 here or something like that. Those two together for 5+ years, I think would be really great. But I doubt that's going to happen. But that is the person I would have invest into for the future for a wide receiver would be him. Him and Bateman, both two young receivers, along with Lamar, along with Mark Andrews, and likely for dual threat tight ends, Joker for running back, along with I don't think Gus will be back. Here's my opinion on that. I think Gus will. I don't know if he'll be back because he is signed. I'm not sure if he's still signed or not. But if he isn't, I don't think he's going to be back. I think they actually signed Kenny and Drake because Gus, yes, he's a good power back. But Drake showed that he's still got some moves left in him. He's still relatively young. just like Gus is. So it wouldn't be too bad to keep him. I would like to see Drake be retained for like a 2 or 3 year deal. We don't know how that would work out, but and the third person though, like I said, for a trade would be going down to Tampa for Mike Evans, who is also 30 years old. That would be another good big-bodied receiver, but he's a speedster too. So I mean, you could literally it would work for our offense in which we are set up for. Those guys would be. I need 6 of those wide receivers to be a good pickup for this offseason. And I feel like they've all very well improved Lamar Jackson and give us that little bit more health and depth in the wide receiver room that we were desperately needing and missing. You could sign Sammy Watkins back, but he's never healthy. That's the only reason that, he can still there's glimpses of greatness in him too. So I mean, I don't know, I'll use him for more depth. But those 3 key guys in Duvernay, Bateman, and retaining Robinson. Those 3 guys, I think, is your future wide receivers. I think everybody else, I think it's going to look completely different, like they said. But I think they do keep a couple of good key guys. I think. But, anyways, onward to the offensive coordinator search. It's a huge factor to what the offense is going to, who's going to run it. How's it going to kind of change? Obviously, it's not going to be exactly the same because that's why they're they parted ways with Greg Roman in the first place. So that being said, I think I have different categories for these guys. I have my picks, I have under the radar pick, and I have notable names that I think that they have high potential, but I think these guys go elsewhere. One is first we'll do my picks. So we have Shane Stidham, the Eagles offensive coordinator. Obviously, he's in the Super Bowl right now. We cannot talk to him until after such. And right now, I think he's being linked to the Colts. They have a interview lined up for him. They got permission to talk to him. Because if you get permission, obviously you can have an interview, but that's about as far as things go until they get knocked out, which is now the Super Bowl. So I think he would be, in my opinion, he would be the best fit for Baltimore. And the reasons behind that would be because, one, he's working with a running quarterback right now, making the offense work. He has pieces there. He would know how to use Lamar very well. And I just think that he would be he would be a great offensive coordinator, great mind for Baltimore. I feel like Lamar would get along with him very well. I feel like it would be just a good fit all the way around. But, Colts, like I said, he's linked to the head coaching job for the Colts, which I don't think anybody really wants that job right now because they have no idea how to go about which way the team's actually going to be going moving forward. Obviously, that quarterback situation's a nightmare over there right now. Just everything, just eek. Anyways, also, like I said, he used to be also for the Chargers. He has some experience with the opposite side of the ball as well. I think not that really matters. And the quarterbacks he's coached for, between quarterback coaching and offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Beforehand, which he worked with Philip Rivers, which, yes, Rivers did have a couple decent seasons towards the end, and then he kind of fell off, but that's not, I don't think this offensive coordinator, I think it's just aged quarterback. Zach Robinson would be my other pick. He was he used to be, he's with the Rams right now. He's quarterback. He's the quarterback, the passing game coordinator, and he was an assistant QB coach in 2019. Obviously, he's a younger guy, and he used to be quarterback in college. He kind of knows that whole position. I think he can help Lamar out very well. As on He's obviously very good because the Raiders and the Chargers are both interested in replacing those positions as well, offensive coordinator positions. Um, so yeah, I mean Zach Robinson I think would be but Shane Stidham would definitely be my top pick, but Zach Robinson would be a close second to me. Now a offensive coordinator like under the radar pick, if you will, would be Bobby Slowick for the 49ers. Bobby, he's a passing game coordinator. He's worked with quarterbacks. He's was a quarterbacks coach, very young. I think he's 35, 36 maybe. So very young. This would be the first time him doing offensive coordinating, along with Zach Robinson as well. But I feel like he, just because he doesn't have so much experience doesn't mean he's not that bad. I mean, obviously, the 49ers, he's the passing game coordinator, but the 49ers made 3 different quarterbacks work this way, and they made it to the NFC Championship game and lost to the Eagles because they had 0 quarterbacks by the third quarter. So they have their 4th string, which is I believe it was Josh Johnson. He's not that good to begin with. Then he gets taken out from the concussion protocol. They're now down to putting in Purdy, which could not throw at all because he was hurt already. And they just had the run game, and that's all they had to go off of. And of course, that got stopped, shut down, and end the story. But I feel like if he can make all those guys work and get the best out of Jimmy G and Trey Lance and all of those guys, he's worth a look. He'd be under radar guy. There's a couple guys a couple teams have been interested in him as either offensive coordinator or QB coach, but for the most part, his name is a lot quieter than the other guys. So, like I said, he'd be an under radar pick. It wouldn't be something I would expect the Ravens type of pick, but they could surprise me. That being said, I got 2 guys that I'm going to say notable names and known names. First is the offensive coordinator, Eric, I believe, for the Chiefs. Eric, what was his name? Bieniemy? I'm saying it wrong. I'm so sorry. Offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. He's very, very smart. He's been in the league for a while. I think he's been with the Chiefs for 10 years now. 5 as the offensive coordinator. They can make anything happen. Well, when you have Patrick Mahomes, your job gets that much easier anyways. But with Lamar, I don't think it would be that hard. Lamar is very gifted, very talented, can also throw in the pocket. Not nearly as well as Pat Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes, he's your GOAT standard right now, especially with Brady being retired as of today. So, I think he stays there personally. I don't see any reason for him to want to leave. He might go a head coaching job somewhere else. I mean, you have other coaches I was going to suggest for notables, but they've already been taken. Like, I don't know how it would have happened, but Sean Payton is now the head coach for the Broncos. You have, this isn't for offensive coordinator, but a notable Texans now have hired also D'Amico Ryans as their head coach as well. And I think is it Kellen Moore is available because the Cowboys fired him, and I believe the head coach is now going to be playing. McCarthy is going to be calling the shots next year for the Cowboys, so more is a look into, but I don't know how would we want him or not. But the other name I'm gonna say, and this is just kind of because even though he got fired as a head coach, whatever. Some people just aren't quite as good as the head coaching job as they were for their offensive or defensive coordinator jobs. And this person I'm naming has a running quarterback since he got fired from the Cardinals. So I'm talking about Cliff Kingsbury, who is right now, I think he's kind of MIA. He's trying to keep quiet for a while so he can, enjoy life, enjoy his off season. We have colleges interested in him anyway, so he'll probably get phone calls. He might go back to the college level and coach there, be a head coach down there in college. But who knows? Who knows? But him having Kyler Murray, he knows how to operate with running quarterbacks, and I think that he would be a decent pickup, honestly, because of that factor. And he's dealt with other quarterbacks in the past like that too. So that being said, those are my picks for offensive coordinator and wide receivers. I am enjoying all this news coming in. Like I said, I like reporting this kind of stuff. It's more me, if that makes any sense. But like I said, guys, I got nothing else left for today. Every day is a new day. Every day is more news being broke, and I can't. Some days hats off. Not literally because my headset's on. Hats off to the reporters like Adam Schefter and Ian Report for the jobs that they do. Honestly, that's got to be kind of a tough job, even though people like, oh, he just reports stuff. No. He's got to find all that information out. He's got to be accurate with everything. And they have to be on point with everything. On point with everything that they say. I mean, they do a phenomenal job. Everybody in broadcasting and everything else. Like, it's just so cool to watch some of these guys work. And me starting to do YouTube again and getting into it, yes, it's a whole different thing. I get it. I'm a rook. I'm a nobody, whatever. And I'm 30-something years old, too. Whatever. I actually enjoy doing this. I wrote everything down. I don't normally do that. It's all normally all off the noggin, my knowledge. But I take my knowledge, I take other things that I may not have known so much about, do my research on these guys, so I can tell you guys, these are my picks for wide receivers. Lamar Jackson's franchise tag, all this stuff. Find out through news, and then I report it back to you guys on YouTube. For those of you that don't have, regular broadcasting or whatever, and you for some reason don't want ESPN's news, you would rather get it from me or whoever, then that's awesome, man. I mean, I'm happy to do this. I mean, there's a lot more coming. Obviously, in the next 2 more months, I think things will get even better. I'll have upgraded equipment as well. I mean, the mic and everything is fine. The studio is becoming more and more like a studio. I'm liking it. I'm liking the vibe. I like how I can adjust the lights to whatever. This is very nice. New camera is also in order. But the most important thing right now is getting a new rig going. So I not only doing this, but I can also start doing Let's Plays and just game reviews and all this other stuff I have planned for this channel. But anyways, enough about me and all my BS. That's all I have for today. I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe at the bottom of the screen. See ya!